welcome to the Sit Down, where we have conversations with creators from across this beautiful motherland of ours. My name is Malcolm Boy, and today we are sitting down with Kiwo.
Yeah. Kiwo, yeah. It's good.
An amazing gaffer from Kenya. And we're here
Yes.
to talk about all things lighting,
Yeah.
things lighting in film, in music videos, and just the ability for light to define an image. And Kiwo is going to be taking us through that process, how he thinks, how he looks at every single piece of film he has to engage. And before that, I'm going to play something now. I was just like, whoa, man. I love this song. I love this video.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I remember watching this video, it felt like there was a hidden camera in a party that I had not attended, and I had so much FOMO. I'm just like, this Naveer guy, man. Why is he getting all these vibes, man? Why is it just him? I want to be part of this party. Whatever this thing is happening, I want to be part of that. All of it. What was the lighting process? What was your thoughts through it?
So the approach was more from a film kind of approach, whereby we begin with a film kind of look with a song under, and then we get into the video, which was just vibes, people interacting, apart from just using the colored tubes. In terms of my approach, how I did it, I had I created the party mood and vibe in terms of the colors, a bit of smoke. We had a bit of smoke just to get a bit more volume into it and add that, drive just the dreamy look more. And then now for the exterior backyard party scene, we had a fire pit, which also just added to the lighting. And then also now just the bulbs alone. And I think I had some sky panels on that set, like 2 of them just tuned on to a warm tone. So especially what I came to discover, like warm light goes, it flatters black skin very well.
There's always something about warm light and black skin. It's the same way black people in a sunset shot, our skin just glows. So yeah, I really understand what you mean about that. What's the thought process for you to be able to figure out, I need these kinds of nets, I need this kind of lighting, I need this kind of diffusion, I need this wattage of power. What's that process like for you to translate an image on a paper to the technicalities of being a gaffer?
Nice, beautiful. Now, having, again, when you do, or when you're exposed, let's say, to a lot of, in terms of creative content, in terms of you're creating, you've done a commercial, you've done a series, you've done a film, you've done a music video, and you've worked with different DPs and also just personal research and working with different gear. For me, I'll say I've come from a point whereby of having nothing. In terms of when we started working, I started working with redheads. That was my beginning takeoff point. When now I got into the industry properly, I got into using other fixtures like now HMIs, KinoFlows and stuff. So what this did to me, or has done to me over the years, right now we are in the LED technology kind of space, whereby we're having very bright lights that do not emit heat. So it's the LED technology kind of space. So very smart lights with a very big punch, and they're giving you bright light and they're giving you color. So having experienced all these steps of technology, what it did to me, I've been exposed, or I'm in a way whereby I know what does what. So in this creative process, when I received the template, the look, the feel of how things would go. It's more of now getting into us doing a Reiki, going to the set, looking at how the set is. Again, now having an idea of how the location looks and the direction in terms of how the movement of the subject in the set. Also, that goes back to now, it gives me my choice of the lights I would use and just getting the feel. So looking at the template, the colors and everything, I'm like, okay, here I'll need a sky panel, which will give me the party effect in it. It will give me, I can dial in whatever value of light I want. I would want a strong beam, a light that I can focus the beam. These are the 650s, the 2Ks we had on set. And then for the backyard, he wanted a bokeh, going into, the lens flares. So I was like, we'll use the bulbs. That's the bulbs are more of a practical lighting fixtures that I used. You see them in shot, so they work practically. So it's not like you're trying to hide also your fixtures. They're in the shot, they are integrated into the whole scene. So it causes what it does, it adds to the beauty and also just the aesthetics of the whole video. So I can say in terms of, after looking at the feel, look, going on a Reiki, seeing how the subject would move in the space, seeing where I would hide my fixtures, and just that added to now my choice of lighting and how I would go about, just lighting the set.
I know you don't believe when I said I miss you more, but you don't know what I give to walk right to your door, just to hear you say everything will be alright. Shit happens for a reason. We're finding ways to pass the time, searching for new meaning. I'm thinking maybe it's a sign for me and you to take this time to reset and rewind.
What was the brief for this? What was the kind of conversation you're having with the director or the DOP? And how did you go about? It seems simple on the outside. I'm like, I can see the place of the spotlight because it's a stage. It's like stage. So once you know stage, you think spotlight. But was there something more? What was that experience like for you?
So they gave me the lookbook in terms of how they wanted the feel, especially for this video. It's supposed to be like the camera is floating through the whole session and it's like a one take. And they had two setups for this. One was the dance, which is storytelling. They wanted the camera to float all through without the light, let's say the light fixtures coming into, like if you have light fixtures in certain places in the spot, they would make it difficult for the camera to move in the way they wanted.
Yeah, so it was almost like a 360 view. They wanted you to be able to just film without them being afraid that
I'll see a fixture, I'll see this fixture. So we went, of course, again for the Reiki. The brief for this video was very brief. Like it was Bien and Rimbui would be on stage, and still on the same stage we would still incorporate the dances, and the two plays or the two worlds had to look like they're one. They shouldn't be like this one is different and this one is different. And then they shot it from the back, looking into the seats, where the seats are, if you get me. The stage was really big, and getting into it, I was like, how are we gonna light this? Because it was so large. And my creative walk through creating things, when I walk into a space, what I usually do is I switch off. If there are any lights on, I always switch them off. And then the space would remain dark. And then if it's during the day, I would want to see where the light is coming in from, if there are windows or whatever, or what the light is doing at that point in time. And then I would turn on the available fixtures, and then I would see what they're doing. So for this hole, the ceiling was quite up high, and the only lights they had were the stage lights. They're already fixed. So what we did, we went
Yeah.
to the DMX and would, play around with each fixture, see where it's lighting, what it's doing. At the end, we ended up using, I think, three of the lights on top, which were rigged on
Yeah.
like something like a scaffold or harness. So there were three of them on. Those were playing in as a backlight, and they were creating just spots on the stage. We liked that. And then I had now the follow focus spot, which is from the back, which is quite warm. And then we hazed up the place again, smoke, just creating volume. And then art, as I said, I feed a lot from art. They came in with the piano, the drums, the plants. When the lights were off, it became like you're in deep space, like it was just pitch dark. And then we turned on one fixture, which was the spotlight, which was on DN, and then smoked up the room, and then had just three lights from the top, creating a light on Rumbui on the keyboard, and then also just the dancers. They had the follow focus spot just following them.
And I think for me, that is like the highlight of the place to end our conversation for today. And if someone has watched it and they want to say hello or ask a question, where do they find you? Are you on the gram? Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, Gregory Kiwo. My email address is kiwofilms@gmail.com. And my YouTube channel, where I have both my works which are behind, Checkmate and Solo, and other films on my channel is just Kiwo Films. And last but not least, I'm always open to, I have it's like a give back program to the industry, apart just from mentoring guys. I do take part in projects that do not have budgets. I can say budgets in quote, like you don't have to pay for me to, like you don't pay for my labor. I come, I work, and we just create. This is mostly for films, short films, and a number of days, subject to a number of days.
And I wouldn't imagine any other way to end that. I think that's the best way to end that. So thank you so much, Kyo. I mean, me and the industry appreciate you.
Shukran. Thank you, Mark. Nashukuru.
So what an amazing conversation I've had, and we can't wait to have more artists, more content creators coming to share their stories, because Africa is where stories are still yet to be told. So if you want to watch more, listen more, hit that bell button and subscribe.